Hello everyone and welcome back to another guide for blood magic. Today we'll be going over how to upgrade your blood altar to a tier 5 and everything you can do with your tier 5 blood altar. So let's hop right into it. To upgrade your blood altar to tier 5, you'll need 52 blank runes and 4 beacons. Now, you'll place the blank runes one block below the previous tier, and you need a 2-block gap in between them. So you place them on the 1 to the 3rd block out from your previous tier. And each side will have 13 blank runes. Now, you place the beacons on the corners at the same level as the previous tier, with a 1-block gap in between each section of the runes. Now, the beacons do not need to be active, they just need to be there. So if you want to keep them inactive as I have here, I'll take my seer sigil and check, and you can see in the top left corner that my blood altar is tier 5 without active beacons. Now, if you want to add something nice to make your altar look a little fancy, you can just go around, if you have the materials needed, throw up a couple beacons, and personally I put some red glass on them and they look pretty nice. So that's how you upgrade your altar to a tier 5. With the tier 5 altar, you can now make the Archmage Blood Orb, and this is made by placing a nether star into a tier 5 altar with at least 80,000 life points, and then you'll get your Archmage Blood Orb. With this, you can now hold 10 million life points in your blood network. With your tier 5 blood altar, you can now make the Ethereal Slate. To make this, you need to take a demonic slate, and you need a blood altar with at least 30,000 life points in it. All I do is just place your slate in, and now you have your Ethereal Slate to use for tier 5 crafting and other recipes. To activate the highest tier rituals, you would need a Awakened Activation Crystal. Now to make this, you need a Nether Star and your Archmage Blood Orb. The Blood Orb will not be consumed in the crafting recipe, but the Nether Star will, and this will give you your Awakened Activation Crystal. The Sound of Cleansing Soul is a ritual that will remove all traits from your living armor and sentient armor and make them into tomes in your inventory. It will cost 25,000 life points to activate this ritual, and every time you walk on the Master Ritual Stone while wearing either living or sentient armor, it will activate the ritual again, consuming another 25,000 life points. Now checking my inventory, you can see that I have living armor with a couple upgrades on it. And I also have a slightly cluttered inventory, so let me go clear it out. And there we go, clean inventory. So let me walk in, stand on top of my Master Ritual Stone, check my armor, and then I will activate the ritual. And as you can see, I now have a number of living armor upgrade tomes. So these will have been removed from my armor, putting me back down to 100 upgrade points. But I now have all of the desired upgrades I want. Now, to add your desired traits to the armor you want, simply hold the upgrade tome and right click. It will place the upgrade on your armor. So if I want to add all these back, I now have them back on, and for the upgraded price. So if I want to get extra ones of these, I simply walk back on the Master Ritual Stone, activate the ritual, And there you go, I have more upgrade tomes. These work very similar to enchantment books, that if you take 2 upgrade tomes of Dwarven Might, throw them in an anvil, you can check and see that now I have a Dwarven Might level 2. And these go out all the way up to some of theirs depending on the max level you can get them. Some is 10, some is 5, some you can only get a single level. And again, when you have them, just right click and it is now placed on your armor. If you want to get a specific upgrade on your armor, you can use a training bracelet. To craft it, you'll need a master blood orb or higher, 4 gold nuggets, 1 in each corner, 2 gold ingots, 1 on top and bottom of your blood orb, and 2 iron ingots on either side of the blood orb, and this will give you your living armor training bracelet. Now the way this works is you take your training bracelet and you place it in an anvil with whatever upgrade you want. Let's say I would like more strong legs. So I take it, place it in, now I have a training bracelet of strong legs. And as long as this is in my inventory, the only upgrades my armor will get will be strong legs. Now I could be doing other requirements for a number of other upgrades, but I will not get them. The training bracelets limit the upgrades your armor can get to whatever it is in there. And if you have a number of these, they will only, again, do those specific ones you want. So if you want a specific set of armor, see, and now I can see I have strong legs. And probably around this time, I probably would have gotten one for running as well. Now, if you would want a specific set of armor with a specific set of upgrades, depending on the amount of points you can have to it, you can use training bracelets to do that. You only need the first level, and it will continually go up until you have it at its highest. Now, this ritual may look familiar, but it is very different. Over there, you have your ritual of the cleansing soul. This is your ritual of living evolution. What this does is it increases the amount of points you can have on your armor from 200 to 300. All you have to do is just stand on the Master Ritual Stone, activate it while having 50,000 life points, and there you go. Let's check, and my armor now has 300 points. Now to note, this will only upgrade it by 100. You use the draft of Angelus you can make to upgrade it to 200, and this ritual will upgrade it another 100 to 300. Now you can have 300 points on your living armor for more upgrades. Now, if 300 points isn't enough for all of the upgrades you want, you can actually, technically, get more points by taking away them. And this is done with the Penance of the Leaded Soul ritual. This will add points to your armor by giving you negative effects that technically remove points. So the way this ritual works is you need a chest to be placed here and an item frame to be placed here. And when you are standing on the Master Ritual Stone, depending on what items you have in the chest and on this item frame, you would activate your ritual. Then you would shift on the Master Ritual Stone to activate it, consuming the items in the chest but not the item frame. Let me show you exactly how it's done. So let's go through our little tomes here and let's see exactly what one we want to use. These are all level 10, so these will all be pretty expensive. So let's go with Battle Hungry. Now, this has multiple different ways to do it. Let's go with, why not? Let's go with Diseased. So to make a level 10 Diseased, you need a golden apple, 2 diamonds, an ethereal slate, and a nether star. So Now I have all the items I need. If I check the recipe again for diseased, you can see the golden apple is in this little window here. That any item in that window will go in the item frame. Any items you find in this window to the left, these will go into the chest and will be consumed. The golden apple will not. So as you can see, I have Dwarven Might, Strong Legs on here. What I do is I will stand on my Master Ritual Stone, take my activation crystal, right click to activate it. So then you get this nice little message of what happens. This would kind of give you a basic and cryptic description of what it does. What disease does is it slows the rate of which your health will regenerate, and that kind of code kind of tells you maybe what it does. So I would shift on the Master Ritual Stone. You see upgrade acquired. Right when the chest is gone. And now I have disease level 10 and negative 187 points. So now I can add 487 positive points to this armor. It will cost you 10,000 life points for every upgrade, for every downgrade you add, and I will now go over what each of them do and some of the costs that go along with them. The Battle Hungry downgrade will give you a chance of getting the exhaustion debuff every 20 ticks. Depending on the different level, decides the chance. The Crippled Arm downgrade stops you from holding anything in your offhand, whether that's a shield, torches, or anything else. The Disease downgrade reduces the rate of your health regeneration. The percent depends on the level of the downgrade. The Disoriented downgrade gives you a chance to change the direction you are looking every 20 ticks, or 1 second. The percent chance depends on the level of the downgrade. The Dulled Blade downgrade reduces the amount of melee damage you inflict. The percent change depends on the level of the downgrade. The Limp Leg downgrade reduces your movement speed. The percent change depends on the level of the downgrade. The Loose Traction downgrade will make you slide like every block is ice. The Quench downgrade stops you from being able to drink any potions. The Stormtrooper downgrade will reduce the accuracy when shooting an arrow. The percent chance depends on the level of the downgrade. The Weakened Pick downgrade will reduce your mining speed. The amount depends on the level of the downgrade. The Mark of the Falling Tower causes a meteor full of ore at the cost of a focus and life points. Depending on what you use as a focus, that will change the size, amount of ore, and the life points it will consume. If you use an iron block, it will cost 1 million life points and spawn a meteor 6 blocks in diameter, being roughly 50% or 50% stone. And it will mostly comprise of lower tier ores such as iron and redstone. A gold block will cost 2.5 million life points and activate, and spawn a meteor that is 7 blocks in diameter, composed mostly of ores such as gold and lapis. A diamond block will cost 5 million life points to activate and spawn a meteor that is 4 blocks in diameter, and this will be 100% comprised of ores, mostly diamond and emeralds. And you are also using a diamond. Each of these, you will be very likely to get the amount of materials you expend back with the ritual, plus more. So this is the first tier of using an iron block. Now, as you can see, there's no ritual here, except maybe a couple of these stones. So as you expect, it's causing a meteor that falls from the sky and lands centered on the Master Ritual Stone. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot of stone here. One thing I discovered while testing some of these is that in mod packs, such as the one I am currently using, to test this ritual, it seems like Thermal Foundation decides is not a fan of stone, so it's going to take up a lot of those ores. So anywhere where there would be stone, Thermal Foundation was like, those are mine now, and they take over it. So if you're using a mod pack, and depending on how the config is set up, you might just get a meteor of 100% ore. Next one is the gold tier 1. And as you can see, it did not blow up. My nice little ritual, at least majority, you can see there are a couple stones missing. This is because if I zoom on up here and peer in, I made a platform made of obsidian that this meteor hit. Now this is 10 blocks up, and it is a slightly larger meteor, so it did have a larger explosion radius. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that any obsidian you place that is not just the center one will replace the ores inside. So the center block for this, which would land on the center obsidian piece, has been replaced with an ore, but the rest of the obsidian around it, the meteor just kind of formed around. So you lose that ore inside. But again, with gold, you can see that there are diamonds, plenty of gold, lapis, some iron, but also you can see that there is no stone because there's Thermal Foundation ores. In my tests, this only seems to work with Thermal Foundation ores and not any other mod that provides ores. Now the last one is the diamond one, and as you can see, again, my ritual is perfectly fine. That is, both of these were 16 blocks above from the master ritual stone, so depending on what they are for the larger ones, you might want to go a little bit higher, or might build one so you avoid losing the entire ritual like I did with my first test. So as you can see, there is a lot of diamonds and a good number of emeralds on here as well, as long as some mixtures of gold, iron, and maybe a couple redstone and lapis. But again, built up, this has been able to not destroy my ritual. And I did place a single block of obsidian, so now if I dig into the center, you can see that there's no obsidian, because the center block, which I believe was a diamond that I just destroyed, replaced that single block of obsidian, but still kept the meteor in air. So you might want to do that for all of these. All you need is one block of obsidian, about 16 to maybe 20 blocks up, for your meteor to land on. It will consume the block of obsidian, but again, it's a single block of obsidian, not too hard to get. And if you're worried about pickaxes and you have 5 million life points, you can make some plenty of diamonds to get a lot of obsidian. So that is the mark of the falling tower. Now that is all you need to continue your journey through blood magic. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for some more Minecraft guides and the occasional other video. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.